Marjorie Taylor Greene, her classy self. She is now going after Stacey Abrams, as we've all seen that maskless photo that Stacy took with those elementary age school children, which went crazy in conservative circles. So she had a different angle as part of the criticism for Abrams. Let's watch.
It is absolutely sickening to me. And I believe it's child abuse, and I believe they should be held accountable and treated that way.
Don't forget, in your home state, Stacey Abrams, who is a perfect candidate to have comorbidities and vulnerabilities to the China virus. She shows up into a classroom. The kids are all masked miserably, and she's sitting there like a big hypocrite without a mask.
Yeah, she's the biggest hypocrite of them all. Obesity, Stacey Abrams has a real issue with obesity, and obesity is one of the top risk factors for hospitalization and death with COVID-19. If anyone should be wearing 3 or 4 masks, it should be Stacey Abrams.
Wearing 3 to 4 masks, Marjorie Taylor Greene says. So let's go to some of the reasons why this makes no sense from these types of folks. First of all, COVID is a hoax. COVID is just the flu. There's no reason for her to wear these masks. Now, the reason that they'll say that there's the hypocritical part about this with her not wearing the mask, which was a mistake, I agree, is because they're saying that Democrats or whoever it is that believes in masking up, getting vaccinated, don't really believe it. They're just saying it to keep all these good conservatives in their masked prisons every time they leave the house. So when they're in their other circles, they actually take the masks off because they know there's no problem here. That's the argument that's being made, right? So if that's what mask wearers are doing, and then she took the mask off there because she's comfortable, and now these obesities will give us the problem for why she's gonna get sick. You really shouldn't think it's a problem. You should go, I thank you, Stacey Abrams, for finally joining my side and understanding that masks are unnecessary. That would be the normal argument for it, but instead it's she's fat and then she's gonna die. Do you really believe it? So does that also mean that you believe that other folks who maybe are obese would die if they don't protect themselves? Because I've got a few that you haven't pointed out that way. Let's go to some of those. Your deity, Donald Trump. There he is snacking on his McDonald's and his Big Macs. And he did get COVID and he has nearly died. He told us that. We know this. Come on. Also, someone else who nearly died of COVID, this guy, Chris Christie, he pointed out as well. He said there was some bad times ahead. So is it the obesity that got him there? Because he survived. There's more of Chris Christie. It's because it's just a partisan issue. It comes back and forth to, hey, there's Newt Gingrich. His tie doesn't really fall normally, and there's Ted Cruz. I assume he's lost some weight since then, but his face looks a little bit round there. So we're talking about obesity and all this back and forth about who's gonna die of COVID, which you don't believe exists. Again, let's not forget, COVID doesn't exist, but she could die of it. I think the rest of these guys have the same types of problems that she would have, am I right? Or is it just, let's talk about this politician that we want to continue to demean based off of nothing when it comes to policy or any of her positions or what she wants for the American people. Let's just say, hey, look at that fat lady. That's what this all breaks down to. That's how many times they get their voters to vote their way or support their side is, hey, those other folks, they're ugly, they're fat. That's honestly, that's the way they push these things. Donald Trump talked about looks every chance he had, especially when it came to women that were pushing back on him. It was look at her face though. Marjorie Taylor Greene, Minister Donald Trump.